Okay, again, this is requested to try to explain this a little more. I know it's hard to grasp, but on the number 6 and how this energy gathering works for that. Now, you have to keep in mind, you can watch any television show, news, it doesn't matter, even newspapers, antiquities of books, the number 6 has been pushed continually. People just don't recognize it. In fact, it's been pushed so much that if you pay attention, when someone tells you a story about something they did when they were young, they'll say, oh, I must have been about 6 years old or 16. Okay, they will always do that. This is a fact, and that's because they've heard nothing but that pushed at them in the greatest common factor. It's brainwashing. It's plain and simple brainwashing. As I'm doing this, I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm in the middle of nowhere and a large ARMY helicopter's cruising by. Let me see if you can hear it. You know, it's funny, they appear what seems to be out of nowhere, right? And we live in a clown show. So, back to this analogy. When you say a 6, you have used energy to pronounce that, okay? When you speak, there's emotion involved with your mouth and your tongue or even your hand. Your whole body is moving when you speak, if you pay attention to the micro expressions. So energy has been released, and for those of you that have seen experiments where you can vibrate something into a beauty-filled snowflake or a design that looks pleasing to the eyes, when you think about a 6 or say a 6 or anything in general, but let's stay with the number 6, you vibrate that out into the atmosphere. That's their food, okay? Let's just keep that analogy. That's their food, okay? You have to use energy to hear, think, or do anything with your mind. There's energy there, okay? Get a multimeter, hook it up to yourself, and watch something or read something and watch your meter go up or down, depending on what you have thought about. So imagine it like this. The whole world is doing this number 6 thing. And of course, when the C19 came out, that was absolutely a chant and this spell worldwide that was continually being induced into this system. And that's why the large leap in all the bad things right now, because they will give power to the name, number, and image of the beast. It doesn't matter if they know they're doing it or not, okay? Because no one, very few would do that on purpose. So for a moment, let's use this analogy as well. Let's say there's a slot machine, okay? One on the ground and one spiritually. Okay, yeah, one on the ground, a real one, and then one spiritually. When you think about a number 6, and everyone does, and it's just that one machine, okay? And that slot machine is even got a big 6 on it, okay? It is the 6th slot machine. For whatever reason, it has been labeled that. And it has been set up not to hit 3 7s, but 3 6s for its payout. So everyone's grabbing this and pulling down. Well, what do you think is going to happen sooner or later? It pays out. I hope that's not too deep to grasp, because that's literally what is happening. You're going to this machine. Everyone's going to this machine. Every time they say a 6, you need to get that number off of your mouth, out of your heads completely. All numbers, in fact, but at least that one, okay? Because millions and billions of people all day long are pulling on that handle in the spiritual realm. Now, in the physical realm of that, it's being pulled continually, that same machine, until it pays out again here too. But not for those who are pulling on it, mind you. Okay. It's a satanic machine, of course, right? It's the beast system. And that, as well, is a play on words. System. It is beast system. To assist him. He has to be assisted to pull this off because you are pulling on that handle continually. So everyone that pulls it, okay, there's somebody just pulled it. Nothing happened, didn't line up, but it's still, they went to the machine for that number 6 machine. Put their energy in it when they grab it spiritually and pull down. Now, when it pays out, just like I said, who do you think it pays out to? Okay. That's what's going on. I hope this analogy helps. It's very difficult to grasp this, but once you do, you will really understand why the numbers are the problem. They really are. As soon as I said that, the numbers really are the problem. Here came the interruption. So, when you pull the slot machine, you had to put something in it, didn't you? One of their satanic seeds, a coin or paper, whatever. So, of course, that machine, that one machine is being pulled continually. It is the greatest common factor. Now, if your birthday has a 6 in it or you were born on the 6th, yeah, that's not a great thing. But here's the thing. None of our birth dates are what we think they are. These numbers that you use are relatively new, okay? 1 through 10 spells say 10. Any real Mason, if they actually tell you the truth, and I've had them do that, 1 through 10, that's their number system. That's their letter system, okay? Not numbers. Not at all. That's why you'll find it in very odd places. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them. I do appreciate that more than you know. Iron sharpens iron. I need sharpened all day long, every day. We all do. It seems like there was something else I wanted to add to that, but give me just a moment. Yeah, I wanted to touch on the word branch. Money is not just the love of it, okay? Don't be fooled by that. It is 100% evil. And it is the tree, okay? It's made from a tree. And you can do good and evil with it. That's why you have branch banks, by the way. That's what I wanted to mention on that. Of course it's a branch bank. It's coming from the tree of good and evil, right? Hope all are well. And each and every one of you are literally in my prayers because I'm praying for the entire body. Often people get discouraged because we have a lot of people to pray for. And if you can remember everyone, that is great, okay? Write them down. I often do. But when you pray for the entire body, you are encapsulating everyone, okay? So don't beat yourself up if you forgot to pray for someone that really needed prayer because you're praying for the entire body. Every man, woman, and child out there that's in the body of Christ. And that's only common sense because you couldn't pray for every single person. You may be able to do that for the few people that you know around you, but they are in that body. I'm in that body. You are. And I'll say it again. I know I say it often, but it's so much of a clear picture to me when I say it. You could have the strongest hand, arm, and shoulder. What good is it if it is not attached to the body? Call in the entire body and recognize this in your own mind and in your heart and spirit that you literally are the body of Christ here. And he told us to go out there and do mighty things in his name, okay? You know, oftentimes prayers seem like they're not answered. That's something else too. Healing is different than miracles. And a lot of people are discouraged when they pray because they don't see something happening right away. And that goes right back to walking on the water and looking at the Lord doing just fine in that storm. And the moment we look down at our own feet or the waves, whatever it may be in this world, then you sink. We have all authority, not some, not sometimes, not once in a while. All authority here. And these demons and devils and shapeshifters and whatever creeps and crawls on this earth that belongs to the Satan seed line, they don't have any authority over you. And with that said, I want to strongly put a rebuke against the demons that are torturing our sister Victoria. She's had some major attacks, and she has fallen into some things again that she is very repentive of. And, you know, that's a battle. A lot of times it's not just one time. Of course it can be, but demons have to be fought. You got to crush the head of the serpent. What did Christ do? He crushed the head of the serpent. He didn't shoo it on its way and say, get out of here. He crushed it. Don't be gentle when you pray. Many people forget what the Lord said about a coward. He said he hates a coward. He didn't say he don't like them. He said he hates a coward. Why would that be? Because a coward is of no use in the battlefield. And in fact, a coward will get others harmed. Okay? And that's something we all need to work on. Make sure you pray with authority. And if you have any comments or questions, I know I probably just said that, but please leave them, and we'll talk to you soon.